Hi everyone, my name is Merijn van Delft, and in this new chess video my guest is Nick Maatman, who is the author of The Hidden Laws of Chess. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's get some facts straight. How old are you?
I just turned 27 this month.
And you live in Groningen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and what I was thinking about today, when did you actually move to Groningen? With 18 or?
About 8 years ago when I started studying here. Exactly.
Right, because you were born and raised in?
I was in another province in the Netherlands. So I moved to the big city. I was born on a farm, so it was quite a big step. Yeah.
Right, and what's the name of your of the village again?
Yeah, the other village is Old Baden. Very, very hard to pronounce, but
Olde Paden, yeah.
exactly. You almost got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So at some point you moved to Groningen, which was a great step, I think, because all Dutch chess players know that Groningen is a fantastic chess hotspot, right? Or what makes Groningen special?
Yeah, so there's a really nice and lovely chess scene in Groningen. Probably very much different to all of the other cities in the Netherlands, but mainly there's a chess pub, I think, which distinguishes Groningen a lot from all the other towns. So all of the people, especially after we have team competitions, people are coming together. People, having a drink together, having a lot of fun, just playing some friendly board games, and yeah, that's where all the chess people come. So that's a main benefit. Obviously, a lot of young people in Groningen as well, because it's very much known for its university. So that's I would say it's a main it's a benefit as well of living here.
So okay, you at some point you got your IM title, and you finished university, right?
Yeah. So first I started business when I started out. So when I was 18 years old, I had no idea what I wanted to study, but I managed to get through it, and I graduated in business. Then I started and I made a transition to philosophy. A totally different topic, of course.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was actually a lot more interesting. I had a lot of fun there, very good time, and that also made me more focused on my studies and got some good grades in the end. But then, I graduated there as well, and you have to choose a direction for a career, and that's very complicated, of course, if you're studying philosophy, because
Right.
what job is there that you can use philosophy for? But that's why I was back into the chess world, started to do some streaming, did some writing as well. I have a local Dutch newspaper, which I have a weekly column for about chess, which is
cool.
nice. So that's a part of the inspiration for the book.
And I'm sure you're teaching, right? Training.
Yeah,
coaching?
and I do some teaching as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so the combination of these things is interesting. So you have a bachelor's in these things or a master in something?
Yeah, bachelor in business and master in philosophy as well. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic.
So,
yeah. Oh, that's impressive. And your master title in chess, of course. And you gained some experience in several fields within chess. And then you decided, okay, now it's time for a book, because it's your first book, right?
Yeah.
But one question, there's already so many strategy books. What on earth convinced you that you need to write a strategy book? What was the inspiration? How did you get the idea?
I don't really many strategy books. I thought it was the first one. No. I thought they had some new perspective. So one of my main inspirations was the book by Ivan Sokolov, Chess Middle Games. One added benefit, of course, I have lots of exercises in there, so you can really train. And
right.
A main benefit, I think, of my book compared to a lot of other books is that with the hidden laws of chess, with every chapter, I try to derive these hidden laws, and these really put into words what usually is only on the board in terms of moves. And by discussing these hidden laws of chess, it's way more accessible, and also for lower levels, I think it's more understandable. So the exercises in the book can be quite challenging, but I think everything that's written down in words, it can be very understandable, and I hope you can incorporate that into your game. At least that's the idea.
Right. So if I try to summarize this, in a way, you have the best of both worlds, because you verbalize everything, you try to summarize everything nicely. So on one hand, and on the other hand, it's hardcore chess exercises, no nonsense calculation, and try to
That's not a straw man at all. You're actually giving a very kind interpretation.
Well, yeah, that's what I like about it as well. So you can actually just read the book, and if you're lazy, you skip the exercises. You have a nice read.
Yeah.
Or
That's actually not what Jordan recommends, because Jordan was writing the forward and he's really emphasizing you have to put in the work and the exercises. Then it's when most progress will be made. But
that's another question I had because you grew up basically with Jordan among some other players, but Jordan now is of course reached 2700 world-class player. He read the foreword, and what was his influence on the book? Did he? I'm sure you must have been discussing with him certain topics or how to approach certain things. What was his influence on the book?
Well, yeah, I met him a long time ago. So when we were in our youth, then we played lots of tournaments. Of course, at some point he became much stronger. But still, it gives me some insight into how the elite players think, because he's talking to a lot of those elite players, and gives me particularly some perspectives on stuff like opening preparation. But yeah, that's not really that important for the book. And also, I would say that at some point, the people are just becoming too strong and things become an automatic. So stuff like these hidden laws that I discuss in the book, there are a lot of examples from those grandmasters. Also, there are some Jordan games in there, but you can really see, they have good grasp of those hidden laws, even if they cannot put it in words. They have some understanding there. And then I thought, I think my job can be to actually put it into words and make it accessible for a larger audience.
Oh, that's a lovely thing, and that's also nicely summarizing what's going on. Because for the broad audience, it's not so easy to understand what all this super grandmaster chess is all about. And you need commentators, trainers, coaches, authors who make the whole thing a bit more accessible. And also, we hear a lot about modern chess; it's super complicated, etc. But I think you made a nice job in showing that. Even in modern top-level chess, there's a lot of these basic laws or hidden laws, as you nicely put it. There's the obvious things and the somewhat less obvious things going on. So very well done, I would say. And I think you prepared 2 positions for us to look at.
Yeah, so you can actually get to work already. So one excerpt from the book. So, okay. So here we set up a position from a game that's in the book. It's a game between Anish Giri and Taimur Rajabov from this year. And in this game, Rajabov didn't play the opening too accurately, and that's why Giri got quite a nice position straight from the opening. And why does he have a nice position, you may wonder? Well, and the main feature that's very advantageous to white is the nice pawn center on both e4 and d4. And that pawn center is granting white a space advantage. And space advantage is also the topic of the first chapter in the book. But it's white to move here, and we have to figure out, how do we really capitalize on our advantage? And how do you think a grandmaster like Anish Giri continues here? Well, he continues very, very accurately. And maybe he plays a move that doesn't look totally obvious here. He plays the move h2 to h3 here. And you may wonder, wait, isn't that just a tremendous loss of time? Why aren't we doing something more useful with our moves? But one of the hidden laws of chess is that when you have a space advantage, you want to preserve pieces on the board. And if you're playing against an opponent who has a space advantage, you try to exchange pieces. So one of the main benefits of the move h2 to h3 is that we're preventing the move bishop to g4. And bishop g4 would allow black to exchange some pieces in this position and kind of relieve the pressure on his position. And h2 to h3 is a very effective move to avoid that. And also we continue to see this pattern in the game, because after h3, Rajabov continue with bishop knight to e7, threatening to exchange one pair of minor pieces here. But Giri says, no, I'm not going to comply. I'm going to do something else. And he's actually returning the bishop to f1. Just very strange move, because why would he not exchange the bishop on d7 that looks quite well placed, and put his bishop all the way back on f1, where it isn't really effective. But Giri knows, I have the space advantage. eventually I'm going to activate a bishop again, and then I will start to make progress. And how the game continues, of course, you can figure it out in the book, and there I have also a bit of a deeper explanation here.
I was actually very impressed by both h3 and bishop f1, and I think this shows why your book is such a nice modern work on strategy, because it includes these fine little points like h3 and bishop f1 that are often not well understood. So I think to finish off, to summarize everything, I think it's a lovely book. Thanks for explaining everything, Nick, and I wish you the very best.
And thank you, that's very kind.